my man Ugas, I call him the giant of the 147 pounders because he's the sleeping giants. Nobody really pays too much attention to him. However, he could really upset a lot of the welterweights. He came out, he had something to say. He called out literally all the welterweights. He called out Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Errol Spence, and Crawford. However, he reminded me of something that I forgot about, which was he beat Crawford in the amateurs. He told Crawford, when I fought you in the amateurs, it was 27-10. Basically 27 points for Ugas and 10 points for Crawford. He said it was a good fight. He being sarcastic. So my man Ugas want the smoke with the one and only Bud. His nickname is the Smoke. So Ugas want the smoke with the Smoke himself. So I'm all for the fight. It's a great fight. I've been telling y'all I want to see Ugas versus all the welterweights. It ain't just Crawford. But I feel like Crawford will be a fighter that will fight him. Because obviously, when you the smoke yourself, you want all the smoke. Now, when it comes to amateurs, pros and amateurs are really different. For example, the guy that he had a controversial win over Shakur in the amateurs for the gold. When he turned pro, he lost his debut. However, Shakur looking like the future pound for pound #1. So what I'm trying to say is, obviously, amateurs and pros is a completely different sport. So I really don't pay attention too much to that. However, Crawford did lose to quite different fighters in the amateurs. For example, Ugas, Ray Robertson, another fighter that Ugas knocked out in a spectacular fashion on the come up. So Ugas is nothing to play with. However, Crawford, I remember talking to my man Saddam Ali, another fighter that actually beat Crawford in the amateurs. He informed me on a thing or two. He was like, Crawford is really not the same guy. He improved so much. His IQ is on a whole nother level. And when I asked him about Errol Spence versus Crawford, he said it's really a pick and fight because Crawford could do it all and Errol Spence, he a dog. So what I'm trying to say is Saddam Ali has a win over Crawford in the amateurs. And he told me Crawford is a completely different fighter. That's why he the current pound for pound #1 according to new media. So with that being stated, I'm all for the fight. I want to see the fight. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Call in. I see a couple decafs as well. I see I talk ish in the comment section, but I challenge you to grow the cojones and call in. Y'all always talk shit. Excuse my language. Y'all always talk crap and talk about how I'm so biased and I'm this and I'm that, calling me all type of names. But y'all out here listening to the truth because y'all allergic to it. Y'all rather hear the truth that hurt y'all feelings than a lie that please y'all ego. So do me a favor, call in. T-Tone said he gonna call in tonight. He ain't gonna duck me like he did last week. I see the person with a V. I know you be. I see you talk ish in the comment section. So like I said, call in and back it up. So all I'm saying between Ugas and Crawford is a close fight. It's a pick and fight. I gotta go with Crawford all day. Of course, he switched stands. I feel like if Sean Porter has success moving around and boxing Ugas, I'm pretty sure Crawford could do the same since he a master at that. So I wouldn't say it's a 50-50 fight. I'll take it back. Crawford is the favorite, but I'm just saying it's a great fight to have. You know what I mean? So I got a caller on the phone. Let me pick up the call real quick. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yo, Akhi. Yeah, you can hear me, Akhi?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing, Akhi? Who this is? Where you calling from?
Yeah, it's your man Brooklyn Styles. I'm calling from Atlanta, Georgia. This is the same dude who's debating you about the Lomachenko situation.
You call it a debate. I call it. It was an ether for me, man. That wasn't a debate.
It wasn't no easy.
So what's going on? Talk to me. Talk to me.
I want to say about that Crawford and Ugas. Let me tell you something. Ugas is not fucking with Terence Crawford. Let me tell you something. Now, you said he was like the boogeyman of the 147 division. Let me
say
tell
the
you something.
sleeping
That man,
giant. The sleeping giant.
the sleeping giant. Okay, the sleeping giant. Okay, listen.
Because people sleep on
I'm
them.
gonna tell you just like this. Normally, Cuban fighters, when they come out of Cuba, majority of them slick. They got a good boxing IQ. This man does not have any boxing. I mean, he has a boxing IQ, but his style.
You gonna disrespect Ugas like that?
Man, I'm just being serious, yo.
Okay. But I'm saying this. I'm saying if he really don't have a boxing IQ, did you watch the Sean Porter fight? Who you thought won that fight?
Sean Porter, hands down.
I had Ugas winning that fight. I had Ugas winning that fight. Come on,
God.
man. He was schooling Sean Porter in the inside. He beat Sean Porter in his own game.
No, he didn't. Sean Porter, listen. Sean Porter was working him in the inside, and then when Ugas wanted to get stupid and come in and
you need to rewatch the fight, my man.
Wait, no. I seen the fight for the first time, and I think in about a minute, because I used to call Sean Porter like a brawler. He just come in and brawl, but no, he actually showed me something in that fight. He could box.
Hold on, but just to remind me, because a lot of people call in. You said you debated me on the Lomachenko. You said, weren't you that caller that said he's supposed to be undefeated or something like that?
Oh, yep.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what. Hold on. Let's not jump into that. I don't want to talk about that. I was just trying to remind myself who you are. But just based on that comment, my man, you need to go back and watch that fight because I just want to let you know Ugas was doing a lot of great things in the inside, using angles against Sean Porter and all that. You have to look at how Ugas' defense was. Sean Porter, he turned to Muhammad Ali when he's supposed to be Mike Tyson style-wise against Ugas because he knew in the inside he had no business in there with Ugas because he's so technically good.
But you're not gonna maul every fighter.
But I know that. So
like Mike Tyson, he didn't knock out every fighter when he got to the elite.
My man, Tyson beat himself, my man. You jumping too far. Hold on. I'm talking about. Let's talk about Ugas and Sean Porter. I'm just saying when they fought. When they fought, I had Ugas winning. Don't get me wrong, Sean Porter is a dog. But if you hang in there with Sean Porter and you beat him in my eyes, you definitely a top dog at the welterweight division. Don't tell me the man.
Why? Because he out dog Sean Porter and Sean Porter.
Even Errol Spence felt that way. He told Sean Porter that during the face to face. So I'm not the only one saying this. Everybody really had Ugas winning the fight. It was a controversial win for Sean Porter. I respect Sean Porter for getting in the ring with Ugas, but for you to say he this or that, but like not every fighter from the Cuban school is a pure boxer. Like for example, Gamboa was also a dog in there.
Say that again.
I said even Gamboa was a dog in there. Like he wasn't really a pure
Gamboa
boxer.
Was a dog in there, but he ain't had no defense. The only thing Gamboa had was an explosive.
But at 126, I promise you, nobody wanted to smoke with him, man.
But I tell you this though. He was beating Terence Crawford in the first three. I believe it was the first four rounds. Listen, hold on, bro. He was beating Terence Crawford. The only way why Terence Crawford beat him is because Gamboa don't have no defense, and that proves it. Gamboa doesn't have a good defense. That is proven. So Crawford, you got to work with your attributes, my man. You got to work with your attributes. Crawford haven't had a close fight yet. But anyways, to talk about Ugas versus Sean Porter, that's your opinion. If that. But I want to say this.
But hold on. No, hold on. When it comes to Lomachenko, before I let you go, I want to let you know this.
Don't let me go.
Hold on, because you talking too much, my man. Hold on. Let me speak my piece, because you cut me off every time I get a chance to talk. So with Lomachenko, even Lomachenko after the fight admitted that, hey, I lost the fight. He was the better man. He schooled me. He took me to the Mexican University. He didn't say that verbatim, but he basically admitted he got schooled. But you're going to tell me he need to get his loss erased because Salido was dirty. But you were the same guy that talked about Deontay Wilder versus Fury, and you never pointed out how Fury was dirty in that fight. So keep the same energy. Don't flip. Be consistent. Don't flip around and flop around. That's all I'm saying, Akhi. But anyways, great talking to you, my man. I gotta let you go though.
Hey, all right,
hey, call in next show though, cause I'm short on time today, so I really can't talk a lot to every caller. All right.
God bless.
All right, God bless. One time. So like I said, you're not really that reliable, my man. When you say Lomachenko should get his loss erased, you talking like a decaf now, my man. You got to do a little bit better than that. You got to come a little bit better correct when you're going against Akhi. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll hit you with that left hook, right hook counter that you don't see coming. It's lights out. I knocked you out in one round. But it's your opinion if you feel like I feel like Crawford beat Ugas. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. But Ugas ain't an easy fight for nobody. I'ma just let everybody know that. Jewels of Life. How you doing, Akhi? How we feeling today?
Oh, I'm great. How about you?
I'm doing great, great. How you feeling? Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm chilling, man. I just wanted to talk about the two topics you're talking about, the Benavidez and Charlo thing, but I first wanted to talk about the Terence Crawford thing versus the Yordenis Ugas.
Yeah,
As far as it goes with Yordenis Ugas versus Terence Crawford, I think that Terence Crawford will easily win that fight because Yordenis Ugas, he's a good fighter, but it's just his style is too basic. And like when you look at how he fights, he uses like all of the fundamentals, and the fundamentals are good. But I think that he would have to probably pick up on his punching power. Punching power is his weakest point as far as his fighting. But yeah, man, that's how I think. I think that Terence Crawford would outbox him. I think that
I agree with you.
I think that he would use a lot of angles. He would use like a lot of footworks. He would use some switch hitting ability, and I think that Terence Crawford hits by far harder than Yordenis Ugas. I think that I know a lot of people they're not gonna like that in chat. But
that's true. That's true. And you're right. You're right on that. I mean, his record prove it. Didn't he stop like his last 5 opponents and stuff? I mean, like. Ain't no denying that. And I just want to say, like, as far as the caller earlier, I never said, that he will beat Crawford. I'm just saying it's a good fight. I'd rather see him Crawford versus Ugas than Crawford versus Brook at this point, because I believe Brook ain't no longer the same. And 3 years ago, he claimed he can't make 147. Now all of a sudden he won that last paycheck. But it is what it is. So all I'm saying is the fact that I believe Crawford is actually gonna beat Ugas, and maybe in a not in a dominant fashion, but in a clear fashion, is because of how highly I think of Crawford. It don't mean that I think Ugas suck like the caller earlier. I just think that Crawford has the skills to pay the bills, and I really think highly of him. The only guy that really could upset Crawford at the welterweight division, in my opinion, is Errol Spence. Sean Porter might give him a tough fight, but I see him schooling Sean Porter too. So, in my opinion, the only guy that really has a shot of beating Crawford is Errol Spence. So, yeah, you could continue Jewels of Life.
Yeah, man, I feel.
Yeah, your voice is kind of like going out.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Repeat that.
Yeah. Anyways, people they're going off of when they fought in the amateurs because Yordenis Ugas said that he beat Terence Crawford. I've always tried to find the amateur records, and I've never been able to find them before. It's very hard to figure out information about the amateurs.
Yeah,
you know anything about that?
The thing about amateurs, when you fight in the amateurs, they give you a little booklet, or that's how they used to do it. They give you a little booklet to keep up with it, and they have to sign off on it and stuff like that to keep up with it. Now, other than a booklet that could prove your fights and stuff like that, there's no other way as far as like a website like BoxRec, because BoxRec, for example, only talks about the pros. So that's actually a great point, because they should definitely explore that and have a BoxRec, for example, for the amateurs. I don't see why they have a BoxRec for the pros but not the amateurs. It don't make any sense to me. So but it's so many amateurs is the reason why. Like, it's so many amateurs. And it's just like it was really hard to keep up with it, but it's also so many pros. You know what I mean? So I really don't know much on that. The only time you really could find the record of a fighter is when you actually hear a network talk about it, or that fighter himself. Like, for example, with Ringendia came, they talk about there's rumors he had like 500 fights almost. There's rumors he had like 300 fights. So it's like, I heard the 453 is the accurate one, or around that number. But like I said, you could never really know with these fighters unless you see their booklet. Hello?
Yo.
Talk to me.
Hey, my man.
Yes, sir.
Can I get you to speak on the Crawford situation?
All day, every day. What's going on? Akhi, talk to me.
Hey, okay, listen. Here's what I want to know, my brother. I want to know why Ugas and Porter, fighters that have lost, their last fight was a loss. How come they can fight Crawford But when it comes to everybody that got a belt, Crawford on the other side of the street.
You talking about my man Errol Spence?
Hey, man, I'm calling it how it is.
Okay, we gonna talk about it, Akhi. Hey, you know, Akhi, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. We got all day. So all I'm saying is, so as far as Ugas versus Crawford, just to inform you, Akhi, Ugas actually coming off a win. He beat Omar like he stole something. I don't know if you watched that fight, but he beat up on Omar.
Oh yeah, I'm a big boxing fan, my man.
Yeah.
Look,
So he fought Omar. He actually got a W.
He also beat him as an amateur, and Crawford said that a long time ago. But my thing is this: if you're gonna speak out, let's be real. If you're gonna speak out and say, I want all the belts, why are we fighting other people?
Well, what are you talking about, Errol Spence?
Earl Spence, when Keith Thurman had it, if the man got a belt, you can't unify without the belt.
So
Crawford has said everybody that want a belt, he'll fight Pacquiao, he will fight Spence.
Let's talk about
why that fight can't happen. And we know that's the biggest money fight.
Let's talk about it, fam. Let's talk about it. So, first of all, when it comes to Crawford versus Ugas, all I'm saying is just I'm pointing out Ugas calling out everybody. I said he called out Errol Spence, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman. Yeah, but the only guy that he really has a chance of facing is really Crawford, because Keith Thurman is absolutely going to say, oh, hell no. Danny Garcia, I don't think he's going to be interested in no Ugas. Sean Porter, I know he ain't going to want to run it back. That's why I say he the sleeping giant.
I agree with
but as far as Errol Spence, is that you got to remember, Errol Spence is coming off a car accident. And he said that I'm willing to fight Danny Garcia, Crawford, Pacquiao. He actually want Crawford as well. He called Crawford and they talked about the fight is going to happen at the right time. And even Crawford is on the same page as far as that. Now, when you talk about why Crawford versus Ugas is possible, but Errol Spence versus Crawford is not possible yet. Because one thing is, Crawford himself, he said, I don't want to fight Errol Spence till he's back 100%. That's first of all, right? Second of all, for Errol Spence versus Crawford to happen, they're gonna have to join promotion with a PBC and Fox, just like just like ESPN and Fox.
PBC and Fox and ESPN.
Yeah, and just like they did for Wilder versus Tyson Fury. However, for Ugas versus Crawford, Ugas is going to have to go see him on his own network, because Ugas is the one without no strap, and he the B-side, he ain't the A-side. He's going to have to go see Crawford at his own field. Just like Porter, I feel like they can't do joint promotion for Porter, because when they do joint promotion, for the fight to break even, they have to sell around like a million pay-per-view. So they can't do joint promotion unless the fight is really huge. So that's what I say, the business come into play. And it's legit. The networks, that's the issue, the networks. Now, as far as Porter and Ugas, they could actually go to ESPN, because they could fight on ESPN. It won't be joint promotion, because the fight ain't that big to be a joint promotion.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay, that makes sense.
And I want the fight too, though. This is the fight of the decade that we've been starving for. But at the end of the day, I want to see Errol Spence back at 100%. I want him to have a tune-up fight. I mean, Errol Spence treating Danny Garcia like it's a tune-up fight. I don't think it's a tune-up fight. But if you're going to treat him like a tune-up fight, if you're going to treat him like... Yeah, but Errol the truth. You know that. You know what I mean? So he wanna tune up with Danny Garcia. So if he look good, you know what I mean, and he back 100, or Manny Pacquiao, either one.
Let me say
either
this.
one. Then we could push for Errol Spence versus Crawford. But even Crawford, just to let you know, he said the fight is going to happen when the money is right. Out of Crawford's own mouth.
Okay, I heard that. But here, I'm going to go one more time. Let me say one more thing.
Go ahead.
Everything you just said makes 100%, my brother. It makes sense. But here's where I have the problem at.
Talk to me.
When Crawford is fighting these dudes undefeated from top rank, they don't know these fighters. Yes, they don't know them, but these fighters are legit. But here's where I have a problem at. If you're not going to give, Spence ain't going to give these fighters from ESPN the opportunity to get their belt. That's why they on Porter and Ugas. They know, and we know, and you know.
Repeat that. Repeat that. I didn't really pick it up. Can you repeat that last sentence you said?
I said that. Okay, listen to what I'm saying. Why is it a big deal when Crawford fighting his fighters, his mandatories, and everyone out of top rank, which he done already beat? Because Benavidez was the one calling them all out. At first, it looked like he didn't want to fight him, but he took that fight.
Yeah. So me and you are on the same page. Me and you are on the same page.
Let me finish. Hold on. Check this out now. If you're going to sit up, for example, and say, well, I'm going to fight everybody on PBC side, and I'm not risking my belt, because everybody know, I know. If Crawford go in there and whoop Spence or Pacquiao, he going to have them belts. They not going to risk that because they don't want Top Rank to get the power.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so all I'm saying, I get what you're saying. I'm on the same page with you on that. I never criticize, Terence Crawford, because Terence Crawford, I told y'all he pound for pound #1 in my book. I mean, he knocked out.
Wouldn't that be dumb for him to fight? Wouldn't that be dumb? Let's be honest. Wouldn't that be dumb for him to fight someone who really just took Spence? He took Spence to deep water. Porter took Spence to deep water. Why would you fight him after he just really, to be honest, he got beat by Ugas and he got beat by Spence, but they all were close fights. They could have went either way. But why would I risk my belt to give it to PBC for somebody with no title when they won't do it for us on Top Rank side?
Yeah, so I see what you're saying, but all I'm saying is the Porter fight is a good fight, but I see where you're coming from. He don't have to fight Porter because you know why? He wants the winner of that fight. If it's one thing if he don't want to fight Errol Spence, but since he's gunning for Errol Spence, it's A-okay in my book. Like I said, he could fight whoever he wants to fight, but it'd be a bad, it will build his name better if he fights a name fighter like a Porter, Danny Garcia, or a Keith Thurman. But sometimes you can't force these guys to come see you, like Keith Thurman or Danny Garcia, for example. However, when it comes to Porter, on the other hand, like you said, it's a lose-lose situations because they're gonna automatically compare his performance with Errol Spence. It don't matter if he don't dominate, it's a lose-lose situation. They're gonna be like, oh, I told you so. You get what I'm saying? So I see where you're coming from, but at the end of the day, you're better off actually fighting a name fighter than a non-name fighter. You get what I'm saying? So I got another caller on the phone. I appreciate you, Akhi. Great speaking to you. Call in again, all right?
Hey, man, keep it real, bro. You one of the realest.
Come on now, you ain't gonna shout my man Dante.
Wait a minute, Dante too. Dante,
all right.
My bad.
All right, okay,
but
okay.
I'm not feeling Blue Blood Sports, and I'm not feeling Fannin. I don't care if they on your label or not. I'm not feeling them.
Oh man, hey, I got love for Blue Blood, but he Blue Blood. That's probably you got to talk to him. I don't know what he been saying lately, but you got to talk to Blue Blood, fam. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna end it like this. If I go into the business and I say that I want all the belts, end of the story. Right. End of the story.
Yes, sir.
Don't play with fans because some of us know the game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So let me pick up my Akhi call. I appreciate talking to you. 100, all right?